Possa io incontrare qualcuno che ha realizzato la suprema verità. Possa io incontrare qualcuno che ha realizzato la suprema verità. Senza un bastone vago nel buio, senza un bastone vago nel buio, possa io incontrare la guida divina. Possa io incontrare qualcuno che ha realizzato la suprema verità. Ho vagato sulle Alpi, gli Appennini e l'Himalaya, nel profondo del mare e nell'aria sconfinata. Ho vagato sulle Alpi, gli Appennini e l'Himalaya, nel profondo del mare e nell'aria sconfinata, ma la tua immagine lì non l'ho trovata. Possa io incontrare qualcuno che ha realizzato la suprema verità. Sono stato in tanti luoghi di pellegrinaggio, Mashhad e Hardwar, Rishikesh, Arunachala e Konya. Sono stato in tanti luoghi di pellegrinaggio, Mashhad e Hardwar, Rishikesh, Arunachala e Konya, San Pietro, Ravenna, Assisi, San Giovanni Rotondo. Possa io incontrare qualcuno che ha realizzato la suprema verità. Mi son poi messo a studiare i testi sacri, la Bibbia, le Upanishad, la Gita e il Vivekachudamani. Mi son poi messo a studiare i testi sacri, la Bibbia, le Upanishad, la Gita e il Vivekachudamani, la Digrante, il Sarbachan. Possa io incontrare qualcuno che ha realizzato la suprema verità. Ho letto gli insegnamenti dei maestri del mio tempo, Aurobindo e Ramakrishna, Ramana e Yogananda. Ho poi letto gli insegnamenti dei maestri del mio tempo, Aurobindo e Ramakrishna, Ramana e Yogananda, Krishnamurti, Ninkaroli Baba e Shivananda. Possa io incontrare qualcuno che ha realizzato la suprema verità. Ho viaggiato a Oriente fino al mistico Hindustan. Ho incontrato Nagasadhu, Sannyasi e Swami. Ho viaggiato a Oriente fino al mistico Hindustan. Ho incontrato Nagasadhu, Sannyasi e Swami, ma la luce divina nei loro occhi non l'ho trovata. Possa io incontrare qualcuno che ha realizzato la suprema verità. Possa io incontrare mio buon destino mi fece avere il tuo recapito. Feci quel viaggio da Rishikesh a Dehradun, poi il mio buon destino mi fece avere il tuo recapito. Feci quel viaggio da Rishikesh a Dehradun e fu così che fui inondato dal tuo potente dun. Possa io incontrare qualcuno che ha realizzato la suprema verità. Possa io incontrare qualcuno che ha realizzato la suprema verità. Quando vidi il viso di Kirpal il divino, mi stordì ancor più del migliore vino. Quando vidi il viso di Kirpal il divino, mi stordì ancor più del migliore vino. La mia bocca si aprì dalla meraviglia che percepì. Possa io incontrare qualcuno che ha realizzato la suprema verità. Possa io incontrare qualcuno che ha realizzato la suprema verità. Tu mi indicasti la grande via per trovare in me la luce splendente. Tu mi indicasti la grande via per trovare in me la luce splendente che mi trasportò in una condizione sbalordente. Possa io incontrare qualcuno che ha realizzato la suprema verità. Possa io incontrare qualcuno che ha realizzato la suprema verità. Fu poi per tua pura grazia che quando mi lasciasti solo i miei passi furono diretti da quel santo purissimo. Fu poi per tua pura grazia che quando mi lasciasti solo i miei passi furono diretti da quel santo purissimo che fu Ajaib il Santissimo. Possa io incontrare qualcuno che ha realizzato la suprema verità. Possa io incontrare qualcuno che ha realizzato la suprema verità.
May I meet someone who has realized the supreme truth. Without a stick, I wander in the dark. May I meet the divine guide. I have been to many places of pilgrimage, Mashhad and Hardwar, Rishikesh, Arunachala and Konya, San Pietro, Laverna, Assisi, San Giovanni Rotondo. I wandered over the Alps, the Apennines and the Himalayas, deep in the boundless sea and the endless air, but your image that I have not found. Then I started studying the sacred texts, the Bible, the Upanishads, the Gita, and the Vivekachudamani, the Adigrant and the Sarbhajan. I then read the teachings of the masters of my time, Aurobindo and Ramakrishna, Ramana and Yogananda, Krishnamurti, Neem Karoli Baba, and Shivananda. I traveled to the Orient, up to the mystic Hindustan. I met Nagasadhus, sannyasis and swamis, but the divine light in their eyes I have not found. Then my good fortune made me have your address. I made the journey from Rishikesh to Dehradun, and that was how I found myself inundated by your powerful boon. When I saw the face of Kirpal, the divine, it stunned me even more than the best wine. My mouth was opened by the wonder that I perceived. You indicated to me the great way to find in myself the resplendent light that carried me away in a stunning condition. It was by your pure grace that later, when you left me alone, my steps were directed to the purest saint, who was Ajay, the most holy. May I meet someone who has realized the supreme truth.
So we had this retreat to celebrate the anniversary of Master Kirpal coming into this world. And I am very happy that you came to celebrate together this very important event. Quindi questo ritiro è stato fatto per celebrare la venuta in questo mondo del Maestro Kirpal. Sono contento che siate venuti per celebrare assieme questo evento. For me is the very important occasion, very important date when my master comes into this world and when my master leaves this world. So I always celebrated this day, whether I was alone or with other people. And I was always blessed. Sometimes in a very, very special way, sometimes in a less special way, but always blessed. Quindi ho sempre celebrato questi giorni della venuta nel mondo del mio maestro, della dipartita dal mondo dei miei maestri, e per me sono sempre state celebrazioni importanti, sia che sia stato solo o con altri. Talvolta ci sono state grandi benedizioni in questi giorni, talvolta meno, però sempre benedetti. Sta tutto a noi, come consideriamo le cose. It's all in our hands, how we consider things. We may give a lot of importance to things, or give no importance whatsoever. According to the importance that we give, and the heart that we put into it, the emotions, sentiments, then that something becomes correspondingly intense, or non intense, or less intense. Quindi secondo i sentimenti, le emozioni e l'intensità con cui celebriamo una cosa, quella cosa diventa per noi in modo corrispondente intensa. La nostra vita stessa, come la consideriamo? Possiamo darle tanta importanza o nessuna importanza? Our life itself, how do we consider it? We may give a lot of importance to it, or no importance. Possiamo vivere una vita che ci permette di fare questo passaggio in questo mondo in modo eccellente, oppure vivere una vita che che diventa una disgrazia semplicemente. We may live a life by which the passage into this world is a great blessing. It's a great something, great event. Or we may live a life which is just a disgrace. It's all of our doing. Facciamo tutto noi. Quindi anche il nostro rapporto con la via, con il maestro, con gli insegnamenti della via, con la pratica della via. E come noi lo facciamo. E il risultato che otteniamo è corrispondente. So also our relation to the path, to the teachings, to the practice, to the master, brings results according to how much of our being we give to it, of our devotion, of our love. If the path works, it's because we work on it. If it doesn't work, it's because we don't make it work. Se il sentiero funziona è perché noi lo facciamo funzionare. Se non funziona è perché noi non lo facciamo funzionare. Once I was in a very deep crisis because of many things which were happening in my life at that period. So I wrote a letter to Sanji in which I said, this path is worth nothing. It's just so many words, but eventually, just words. And he wrote back to me saying, very humbly, very sweet, he said, I tell you, the path works. If with somebody it doesn't work, it's because that somebody doesn't practice the path. But all those who have practiced the path, with them, it has always worked. Quindi una volta scrissi una lettera, era un periodo di grande crisi per tante cose che accadevano, quindi scrissi una lettera a Sanji in cui gli dissi, questa via è giusto parole e niente di sostanza. E lui mi rispose molto umilmente dicendo, t'assicuro che chi pratica la via, per chi pratica la via funziona, per chi non la pratica, la via non funziona. So that's how it is. It depends on us. Obviously this goes together with so many things. Each one of us finds himself, herself, at a certain stage in his, her evolution. Ovviamente tutto va secondo il grado di evoluzione in cui noi ci troviamo. Quanta grazia riceviamo, quanta ispirazione, incoraggiamento riceviamo, quanto innalzamento riceviamo. È tutto corrispondente a dove ci troviamo. Obviously it goes very much with ourselves. How much upliftment we get on the path, how much blessings, how much grace. It all depends on where we stand. We know this saying of Sanjay. He often used to say this story, which really shows very well how it works. He used to say, when gunpowder gets close to the fire, if it is dry, it explodes right away. If it is wet, it needs to be made dry. Then it will explode. And it depends on us how dry and how wet we are. This is what causes a sudden explosion or a later explosion. Now, exposing ourselves to the teachings and to the practices we do during the retreats especially that's how we made this gunpowder get dry. We expose ourselves to the rays of divine light. And that's what makes this gunpowder dry. Ovviamente quello che, questo è un detto di Sanji che spesso lo diceva perché rendere molto bene l'idea. Diceva, quando la polvere da sparo entra in contatto con il fuoco, se è asciutta esplode subito, se è bagnata non esplode, quindi bisogna farla asciugare. Essere sulla via, fare la pratica, partecipare ai ritiri, è un modo di esporci ai raggi della luce divina affinché asciughino questa polvere. So the practice is very important. Is what makes the path work. Is what transforms us and makes us ready for our final liberation. Quindi la pratica è molto importante, è ciò che ci rende pronti per la nostra liberazione finale. And not only this, it makes our daily life worth living. It gives an extra flavor to our life. Without practice for a spiritual person, there is no flavor. There is nothing magic, nothing special. Senza pratica per una persona spirituale non c'è nulla di speciale, non accade nulla che abbia un sentore di trascendentale, di speciale. Per cui non vivete la via in modo diluito e insapore. Cercate di viverla con gusto. So do not live the path in a flavorless way, with no intensity. Make it intense, tasty. And what gives the most taste? The best condiment for this dish, what is it? Is the love for the Master, really, which is the love for God. E il migliore ingrediente per questa pietanza qual è? È l'amore per il Maestro, che è poi amore per Dio. Per amore si fanno tante cose, senza amore non si fa niente. È per questo che è così importante. Anche nell'amore romantico, se c'è amore si fanno grandi sacrifici, grandi cose. Se non c'è, si fa niente, non ha nessun valore. Also in the romantic love, if it is there, then you do such crazy things, really. If it is not there, nothing meaningful. No intensity, nothing. So love is really the beginning, the way, and the end. Quindi l'amore è veramente l'inizio, la via e la fine. When I met Master Kirpal, I fell so much in love with him that because of him I loved also India so much, which is a country that sometimes it's difficult to love. Sometimes it's easy to hate, but not to love. Quando incontrai il Maestro Kirpal mi innamorai così tanto di lui che per lui mi innamorai anche dell'India, anche se l'India è un paese che talvolta è difficile amare, è più facile odiare, per certi versi. And anything which was about him was so dear to me. Anything which represented him somehow, about his taste, about his things which he used, the car he had, the dresses he had, his beard, everything. To me was so dear to my heart, really. And with Sanji was the same. I loved everything of him. And because of this love, so many trips to India, so many times going to India, to attend retreats, to spend time with him, meditate, listen to his words, look at his face. It was so beautiful for me. Con Sanji era lo stesso. Tutto quello che lo riguardava mi piaceva, io lo amavo. Anche il posto dove abitava, che non era un posto memorabile, se vogliamo. Molto scomodo per tanti versi. Eppure mi piaceva da morire. Also the place where he lived, which was beautiful, but also was very uncomfortable. And yet I loved everything. I never complained about anything. Nothing really disturbed me. The toilets, which were so difficult. And the rooms in which we were, so many people crowded in a room. One bed, one beside the other. And no windows. So in January and February in Rajasthan it's very cold, like here now or maybe more, especially in the night. But to me it was perfect. Master Kirpal used to say, if you love the Master, then you also love the things which belong to the Master. And that's how it is, really. This way life is really beautiful. It's a love story. In questo modo la vita è molto bella, è una storia d'amore. After I met Master Kirpal, even looking at his photos, to me they were not photos. He was alive for me there, really. It was like looking into his face. And it radiated to me such a beauty, such a spell, such a magic. Dopo aver incontrato il Maestro Kirpal, anche guardare le sue foto, per me non erano foto, era come se fosse vivo lì. La sua foto irradiava una tale magia, veramente, un incanto. If I think back now, I say, my God, what a story. What an incredible story. Se ci ripenso adesso dico, ma che storia incredibile. Come è stato possibile? I read so many stories of satsangis meeting Master. They are always beautiful. But I understand that my story was really very special, very beautiful. Ho letto tante storie di satsanghi che hanno incontrato il Maestro e molte sono veramente belle, ma capisco che la mia è stata veramente una storia molto speciale. And I always like to share with other dear ones. This is my story, because to me it has been very, very meaningful, very profound, and I think it may be contagious for others also. In this room there are two people who have met Master Kirpal. It's me and Norman. Normanji, would you like to say something about Master? I would be very glad.
Thank you for... Yes, I would, yes.
You want to come here?
Thank you. First, thank you for the opportunity to speak to you about... We have a taste in masters, haven't we?
Yes.
You and I.
Yes.
The same masters.
Yes.
And
but you are older than me.
well,
also
yeah,
on the path.
Yes, but
Also
more
on the
fruit
path.
from you. And so, yes, I think the thing that you mentioned, the aspect of the masters is the love, and which they give, and we learn from that factor is that love is the part of God that we're working with in meditation, and it amplifies by the meditation because we're contacting love, the source, the energy, the universal creator is love. And this love that Master Sirio speaks about is so very, very special that I'm sure that you are enjoying it also, possibly in a minuscule way in the beginning, but there's always a beginning and a development of that love. And it's a wonderful aspect to talk about in the path, because there are areas of dryness and troubles and strife and things like that, the turmoils of life. But the steadfast remembrance of the Master, the protection of the Master, the love of the Master, the grace of the Master, the grace of God is with us through the teachings and through the practice and through the presence, of course. And today we're very fortunate. How fortunate are we here in the presence of a living Master whose love is everywhere in us, in the grounds, in the plantation here that is made, created with bare hands. Beautiful, thank you. What a pleasure to behold here. And also the food we eat is blessed. The langar. Thank God. Thank God for the Masters. Thank God for you for sharing this. Because what good is it holding it in? Let me explain with hindsight that I learned the path a hard way, probably harder than usual, because I came from a poor family and an alcoholic father, really. So it was a very difficult path in the beginning, religion, I mean. And then coming to the path of the Masters, that was a lifesaver. Wonderful. And then to come into the orbit of Master Kirpal, breathtakingly beautiful, as all the Masters really in their own personal way, their own personality, and that we share when we meet them and greet them, and they envelop us. I think that's a good word, because they're giving off their vibrations of energy, of love, and tuition, and grace, because they have that connection with God, that he is a God-man, and that's his mission, to save us, to come in human form and give us the Nam. And what a donor that is, what a gift. Are we not thankful for that? I am, thank you. Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you, Kirpal. Thank you, Sirio.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So as we usually do during the retreats, at the end of the retreat, I would like now each one of you to say something about these days, what they meant for you. Yeah, so you begin with Lasiji. Say something.
I would like to thank you for the possibility that I could come to this retreat. It was the first time when I came in February to the ashram, and it was it somehow it did really good to me, because during the winter time, it somehow pulled me out of my ordinary life during the winter time, and I felt like it is the spring retreat somehow. So it was a great upliftment for me, and I would like to thank you for all the blessings, and I would like to thank you for your love, for your patience, and for your wisdom, and thank you for helping me, and for being in my life. Thank you very much.
Marika, want to say something?
Nagyon boldog vagyok, hogy újra itt lehetek, és nagyon hálás vagyok ezért, és nem percben ezerszer leborulok, hogy itt lehetek. Nagyon ünnepélyes nekem, hogy itt van Norman Kirpal mester születésnapján. Nagyon nem találok szavakat, hogy
I'm very happy and thankful to be here again. And also I find it really wonderful to have Norman here on the birthday celebration of Master Kirpal, and this all, it's a very uplifting something so much that I do not find the proper words.
Mondtam is neki, hogy nagyon érzem, hogy Kirpal mester vele van.
Also I have told to Norman that I feel very much that Master Kirpal is with him.
És nagyon felemelő volt számomra ez az egész retreat és a mester szeretetében.
And this all retreat was truly very uplifting for me in the love of the Master.
Sok mindent nem értek, de értettem a lényeget, hogy milyen hihetetlen szeretettel kell lenni a mester iránt.
There are many things that I don't understand, but the main thing I understand what an incredible, immense love one should have or has to have for the Master.
És nagyon hálás vagyok, mert ilyen mester nincs a földön, nem is volt soha, nem is tudom, Babaji. Ez a gondoskodás, amit kapunk, ez hihetetlen. Tehát a fürdőszoba meg minden, szóval jó megható.
And I'm very thankful because there has never been a master like Babaji on this earth. There is not, and there has never been a master like you. All the love and care and attention that we get, even the bathroom.
És a szavak, hogy csodálatos, meg gyönyörű, meg fantasztikus, az olyan közhelynek tűnik.
And it sounds just like banal if I would say that everything is, if I said that everything is wonderful and fantastic.
Egy hasonlat jutott eszembe, még itt voltam, inkább azt mondom el, hogy olyan, mint amikor az ember bemegy egy uszodába úszni a vízbe, és akkor olyan könnyű, és amikor kijön, akkor meg olyan nehéznek érzi.
I think I can just describe this feeling with an example, that how it feels to be here It's like when one goes to a swimming pool and goes into the water and feels so light, just like floating, and then when coming out from the water, feels so heavy.
És olyan szép volt, egy teli hold volt most ebben az alkalommal, ami nekem nagyon vonzó, mert holdjegyű vagyok.
And also it was, I found it very special that it was full moon during this event.
Nagyon szépen köszönöm, nagyon boldog vagyok.
And thank you very much, I'm so very happy.
Yes,
It was a wonderful few days spending at your Lotus feet, Master. It was really, really memorable and lovely few days. Even in the first day, I just felt like I'm here for a week or a month, so I just really lost my time perception. I didn't know, just how long I'm here, and it was a very good thing, which means that all of the meditation sessions were really, really strong and powerful. Even during the meditation talks, which were really, really deep and meaningful, I couldn't follow till the end because I just went into meditation, and it was even very hard just to stop the recorder at the end of the meditation talks because I had to come back to this earth and just to be more here. So anyway, it was really, really nice just to spend the time together with you and my fellow satsangis. The weather was excellent, the sunshine was so superb, I felt like it was like summer, so it was definitely a blessing also. And of course, being here, it's always a unique and memorable moment in my life, and I'm really, really thankful and grateful for these blissful days and moments what I can spend with you, Master. Thank you.
Tamarti?
I am every time wonderstruck what the effect of a retreat with you has on me. I cannot really describe precisely the difference between before I came here and now in only 3 days. Before I came, I was my mind was really on fire, and I was in great anxieties about really nothing. And this retreat brought so much clarity to my mind and so much peace. And they say that without the saints the world would be on fire, and what I find here really the coolness and and what for me is such a miracle is that such a thing like a living master exists, because there are many books and words can be put very beautifully together, and can be very beautiful together, but they only reach a certain limit. After that, actually they're worth nothing in the end, no matter how beautifully they are written. And it is a miraculous gift to me. You came falling from the sky. I was not really looking, not aware of what I was looking, but not aware of what. And then you came like really falling from the sky, like a great gift. And I think this shows really the compassion and love that God has for us, and that the only thing that is getting in the way of this love is really ourselves, actually. And if we forget about ourselves, then there's really no problem. Like after one satsang, I had this came to me this understanding that Dio, it is actually dimenticare io. So when you forget yourself, then there's God. So that is what I came to understand being with you. And actually, yeah, so thank you for everything.
Doriji, you want to say anything?
It's I have heard already this story which you said in the satsang that it is said that the path works and it works for the people who practice the path. But also just now it came into my mind that unfortunately I didn't find it, because I think the best is if one quotes from the master, because then the master says everything better than we can. So as much as I can, I'm just like your parrot, and I repeat what you say, maybe with different words. But just came into my mind that in one of your poetry you wrote like which is an allegory of the path, like life is like a journey, like being on a train, and the scenery changes, but my spirit is serene, and somehow the path by your side for me it's like this. It's just like I don't know, like traveling on a train together with you, and this train doesn't stop. And one can jump off, but this train is just taking me, and I can look out the window, and sometimes I see this, sometimes that, and sometimes I feel this train like a roller coaster. So I have to catch hold and hold tight. But basically, even when let's say this roller coaster or train is going down the slope, and then I feel maybe shattered sometimes by events or something that I experience, but still everything finds its place, and everything becomes very meaningful, and even the greatest crisis has a purpose and a meaning, just to make things better than they used to be, just to understand something better, or just to be more clear in our understanding or in our relating towards the master. And now when I was trying to find this quote, I just have my book open here, that what you wrote, that there is no division, there is no struggle, life is a reality that breaks through every door. And somehow this is the path for me, because either I open the door, and if I don't, then this will break through. So better to try to open all the doors. But anyway, what has to happen, what we have to face in life, by the grace of the master, then this he will make us face. And then I just this retreat was very encouraging for me, because I feel like because also now my back is better, so by now I feel like I can stand with a straight back and bravely face this this life which breaks, this reality which breaks through every door. And then when I was still trying to find that quote, again my book just opened at a poem which is very dear to me, and it ends, which you know very well, that it does not matter how right or wrong is the reason. What matters is that the feeling is deep and true. And so I very much treasure this quote, because I feel so much it's about me, because whatever crisis might come, or difficulties are always there, because I like this proverb to say that every coin has two sides, and then sometimes it happens that there is reality that breaks through the doors, but maybe my viewpoint is different, so I have to turn this coin. But one thing I know, that and this gives me it comforts me very much in my feelings, and somehow proceeding on this path, that what I know for sure, that that this feeling within me, it's really deep and true always. And it's like no earthquake could make crumble down my faith in you. That I know it for sure, that I do believe in you, and I am very clear what you do mean to me, and I am thankful for this in every moment, even if I can't always express it maybe properly, but the feeling is there and it's really deep and true. Thank you for your patience and for your love and for your company.
And for my upsetness.
And for your upsetness also. But about this, I don't like to talk.
Okay, Christy, can you tell us something?
Well, it's a privilege to be in the presence of perfection, and Ribolla is a perfect master's land. It's a big part of the story, really, and I suppose it was meant to happen. You know, it's a special time for me because Dad said, "Oh, go to Ribolla," you know, last year, and I said, "Well, I'm not going without you," and he said, "Well, I can't come," you know. I said, "Well, try," you know, and he has put effort in every day to come. And 30 years after, you know, he opened the door for Sanji up in there, on the hill, in the beautiful hut that you built for him home. But it is a love story for our lives, you know, because my dad was a seeker and he found beautiful Master Kirpal. He was initiated in my bedroom, and
1964.
I felt that he was my master. He changed my life and looked after all of us, you know. Very life-changing, you know. So I knew that Kirpal was a perfect God man, changed all our lives and looked after me. But, you know, I said, it's not for me, you know. And Mum said the same. We knew that Dad had done us a great gift of bringing Kirpal into our lives, because it changed every day, you know, that magic. And then when Kirpal passed, I said, there'll never be another master like that. There'll never be another master. And then Dad said, "Oh, well, there's Sanji's come along." I suddenly became aware that Sanji was perfect too, and he said, "Would you like to see Sanji?" I said, "Well, you know, I would like to see him because I know he's a perfect master, but it's not for me, you know." But out of respect, I became a vegetarian and I went to Silly-Tingalad in France, and all these miracles and personal time with Sanji. And he showed me he was God. So I guess it was in my destiny to become initiated. And then when Sanji passed, I went, well, there'll never be another master like him. And but I always prayed for Mum, you know. I needed Mum to be initiated. And you know, on the one time that I begged Sanji to initiate Mum, you know, I didn't know that you were coming. And Dad said, "Oh, there's a master coming, you know, to the cheese." And I said, "Well, I don't want to go. I says, I don't need to go. I've got a perfect God man, I've got Sanji, I don't want to go. He says, well, I'm going, do you want to go? I said, no, I don't want to go. And then I thought, well, okay, I'll go, you know.
Just to please Daddy, I go.
I don't know why. I don't know why. Obviously, I don't know why. So I just went, and very soon in the day you showed me that you were a perfect God man, you know, I knew immediately. You showed me, you know, and the embarrassing photographs show, you know, too, that the effect you had. And then, so I realised that I would ask you about Mum being initiated, and she'd always said that she didn't want to, you know. And then of course you said, oh well, I will come, and I thought, you know, he will come when she dies, and you went, no, I will come to your house tomorrow. And you came and sang to Mum and said, would you like to be initiated? And she went, of course. The perfect answer. And you initiated her, and we witnessed all the miracles, and it's wonderful to have you in my life. I see the miracles. You're looking after me, you're looking after Mum, you're looking after Dad, so forever in your debt, Grandmaster. Thank you for allowing me to come here with Dad on this special occasion.
Say something?
Well, I would like to say thank you so much, Master, for the very many blessings that you've given to me. Before I came here, I was going through such a difficult time, and I saw you so clearly, your hand in my life, the way things unfolded, and I know that you're with me all of the time, even if I'm not present in your company face to face. I know that you are within me all of the time, and you guide my path. And even more so now, I realise it. And coming here, being able to come here for this special celebration with Norman and Chris has been such a privilege for me. I feel really, truly blessed that I have Norman and Chris in my life, and they help support me through the times in between meeting with you. And everything about being here has been incredible for me. It's really been a nourishment for my body, my mind and my soul. And I'm just so grateful for all the love that you give to me every single day. You're always there for me. And I'm so grateful for the time that you came into my life, you walked into my home. And on that day, there was 3 clear signs that I had to follow you. And it was the greatest day of my life. The day that you allowed me to be initiated. It changed my life forever, and as Dory said earlier, the love that I have is so deep and so true, and I am just so grateful, and I don't have enough words to say really that can express how joyful I am to have that missing piece of me. It's completed me, because for so many years, for 17 years, I prayed and prayed and prayed, and then the day that you came, there was nothing to pray for anymore. You came and you filled that empty space, and I am just so grateful, and I love you so much. Thank you so much.
Francesco?
Adesso io sto bene vicino a te, sento la tua vicinanza, il tuo aiuto, quindi non mi sposto io. Sto bene così adesso, vicino a te.
Loretta,
sì, parlavi della tua storia con i tuoi maestri, quindi così mentre ti ascoltavo pensavo che effettivamente io, anche se sono stata iniziata da Sanji, si può dire che l'ho conosciuto attraverso te per le vicende che tu sai bene, no? E mi sembra di aver conosciuto anche il Maestro Kirpal attraverso te, perché per quello che ho capito da quello che ho letto del Maestro Kirpal, dalle sue foto, eccetera, mi sembra che in te sia realizzata una sintesi molto felice di queste due, come posso dire, di questi due maestri, di queste due energie, come posso dire. E qui in questo posto effettivamente certe volte uno ha delle esperienze, un'intensità diversa, dipende anche da come sta e come dicevi tu prima, no? Dipende da tante cose, però una cosa che si sente veramente sempre appena entri da questo cancello è che qui ci sono delle energie particolari e che la presenza del divino, come dire, sta proprio tutt'attorno, no? E uno è come se si fa un bagno in tutto questo, insomma si sente che Dio c'è, come posso dire. E questo è quello che tu hai costruito, insomma. E quindi si potrebbe, insomma, si può dire il senso della vita e la sensazione del divino, ecco, io come in questo posto non l'ho sentita in altri posti, anche se ho frequentato il mondo cattolico per tanto tempo e non lo rinnego, però era una cosa diversa, perché come sappiamo, come tu ci insegni sempre, un maestro vivente è un'altra cosa, ecco. E quindi, come tutti, ti ringrazio per tutto questo lavoro che hai fatto nella tua vita e di cui noi beneficiamo, insomma.
Allora, intanto ti ringrazio per il bellissimo ritiro. In questo ritiro soprattutto mi è rimasto impresso le cose che hai detto proprio sull'esperienza spirituale, sul processo proprio che avviene, e questo mi ha molto anche tranquillizzato, perché ovviamente magari ho avuto dei momenti magari all'inizio di estasi eccetera, poi magari ci sono stati dei momenti un po' meno, no? Però insomma quello che hai detto mi ha insegnato molto e ho capito, credo di aver capito proprio l'importanza appunto anche di questi semi che uno mette in ogni caso, anche se per dire ci può essere il momento in cui magari, come dici tu, sono stagioni, no? Mi è rimasto impresso quello delle stagioni moltissimo, quindi ci sono delle stagioni in cui magari hai queste esperienze incredibili, delle stagioni in cui ce n'è un po' meno, però si va sempre avanti, perché ci sono questi semi che, anche se magari non si manifesta adesso, magari tra una stagione o due si manifesta quello che magari ho vissuto in questo ritiro, ad esempio. Ho avuto esperienze, però magari non come quelle che avevo all'inizio, però insomma quelle cose che hai detto sono state molto importanti in questo ritiro, perché mi hanno fatto capire delle cose, mi hanno insegnato insomma ad andare avanti tranquilla.